How am I getting on with my January sewing plans? Stay tuned to find out. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamlyn and this is Sewn on the Tyne, and I'm here today with a new kind of video for you that I'm going to be filming every month, and it's called a mid-month sewing catch-up. So if you watch my January sewing plans video, we'll link it somewhere for you to watch if you haven't already. You will know that I came up with a 5-step planning system to try and organise my monthly sewing plans and just strategise them a little bit more, and to help me be productive and focus in on the things I really wanted to achieve. And as part of that, I said that midway through the month I would film a video to kind of share where I'm up to, how I'm getting on with those plans, and also to motivate me a little bit more, because knowing that I had this video to film, I was like, must keep on track of my plans. I didn't do like a mad, sewing session today to try and make some progress. I have actually been keeping up with my plans throughout the month, so I'm actually really pleased with where I'm up to. Just to address what I'm wearing, it's actually 10:15 at night. It's very close to my bedtime, so I'm in my comfy, cosy clothes. Nothing me made, just, chilling on the sofa kind of clothes, but I wanted to get this video filmed because I won't get a chance for a couple more days. So anyway, let's get started. So I think the best way to start is to run through my 5-point plan and talk about my progress for each of those things. So I'm looking at my notebook down here. Step number 1 on my 5-point plan was the work in progress. So something that I'd already started the previous month that I wanted to continue with or finish off this month. And for January, that was the Anna Allen Anthea blouse that I started in December using fabric from Oya Textiles. They provided that for me. They got in touch and asked if I'd like to choose some fabric from their website to review. And I said yes, because, well, I had a little look at their website first and sort of saw if there was anything that interested me. And I loved this absolutely beautiful cotton poplin. So I decided to make the Anna Allen Anthea blouse because I'd been seeing it all over Instagram and YouTube, and it was very popular, so I thought I would give it a go. So I can't remember how far I'd got at the start of January, but I'm making really good progress. My blouse is quite close to completion. So I don't know how well that was showing up. Basically, I've got it all constructed other than the hem and the buttons and the buttonholes. So I'm doing really well. I've inserted the sleeves and they've got that lovely gathering, and then they're gathered into this cuff. We've got a bound neckline. I realised today I hadn't inserted a label. It would have been a good opportunity to insert that into the binding there, but I forgot. So I'm going to just have to sew on the top. Yeah, so both sleeves are in. Next step is the hem. So at the minute we've just got a raw hem down there. It's just a simple fold over hem. I think it's 1/4 of an inch folded over and then 3/8 of an inch, and then edge stitch. And then I've just got buttonholes and buttons to do. So I'm making really good progress with that. I'm hoping to get that finished by the weekend or over the weekend. It's currently Wednesday, the 19th of January. So this should be finished very soon. My work in progress is almost done. Step number 2 on my planning list was my quick win. And this month it was the Helen's Closet Blackwood cardigan. I described it as a quick win because I've made it before. It's a knit project that can be sewn on the overlocker pretty much entirely, and I already had the pattern cut out in the correct size. So it was going to be a quick one. If you watched my video earlier this week, I actually filmed it as a little challenge to see if I could get my cardigan sewn up in the space of an hour. So watch that if you haven't already. Within that video, I do give some hints and tips for sewing with stretch fabrics and sort of things that I do. It's not a sew along or a tutorial. I don't really go into depth or show you an awful lot of my sewing, but I do talk through some of the little hints along the way. So yes, I did get it finished. Whether that was within an hour or not, you'll have to watch that video to find out. But yeah, that one is entirely finished. So my quick win has won. Tick. At the end of the month in my makes video, I will talk more about that make, so sizing and how I found it, that sort of thing. But yes, all done. Right. Step number 3 was my new pattern, and it's the Friday Pattern Company patina blouse that I decided to sew up. Just before I show you my progress on it, I thought I'd just show you a little planning book that I've been using. So Fiona from Pattern Trace got in touch with me a couple of months ago and asked if I'd like to try anything from their website. Now, I've been a fan of Pattern Trace for a long time. I've bought from them many times. Their spool pods, we'll put a photo in somewhere. Their spool pods are one of my absolute essentials for the sewing room. They keep your thread and your spools, like your bobbins, together. I love them. I think I've got about 10 of them now, maybe even more. They're great. So I was really interested when Fiona asked me. I had a little look on their website at what I could try out, and this book was something I was interested in. So it's called the Maker's Workbook for Sewing. They do a quilting one as well. And it's basically a book for planning your makes. So at the start, you've got a contents page, and there is space for 25 projects there. And my first one is the Friday Pattern Company patina. I haven't added in my Anthea blouse because I'd already started that. I haven't done my Blackwood cardigan because I don't really need to make notes on that. I'm just going to put in here probably my new project each month, my new pattern that I'm trying. I've got a ziggy here in case you can see it. So you get a planning page, double page spread for each of your 25 projects, and I've just started filling mine in here for the patina blouse. So it's got the name of your pattern, the date, well that's the date that I started it, the 4th of January, who you've made it for or you're making it for, or the occasion that you're making it for, I guess you could put in there. I've just put that I'm making it for me. But if it was for a special occasion or something, you could pop that in there. Your body measurements, which I take at the start of every project because I do fluctuate quite a lot. The pattern size you're making, any notes or pattern modifications. So I've just said here that I've made the lower neckline version. I downloaded the pattern pieces for that from their blog. I've got my fabric swatch there, and I've just filled in where I got it from and the type of fabric it is. And then the verdict. Well, I haven't finished it yet, but I have popped in there that I used my edge stitching foot for the first time while sewing my blouse today, and I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. And then it's got a space for next time, so things I would change next time. So I'm really enjoying using that so far. I think it's going to be a really good record of my makes. There are other sections in the back which I haven't started using yet. So I've got like a designing page where you can draw out your ideas. There is a stash list that you can pop in there. I haven't started filling that in. I'm not sure if I will or not. I haven't decided yet. Then projects in waiting, and then some really important and useful reference material at the back. So sewing machine needles and what they're used for, imperial metric conversion table. So I'm really enjoying using that so far. It's great. It's got a nice little ruler measuring thingy on the back. You could use that for measuring the stretch percentage of your fabric. That would be handy. So I just thought I'd show you that. As part of that little collaboration with Pattern Trace, they are offering you a 10% discount code on anything from their website. So the code is just sewn on the tine, and you can use that anytime up to the 30th of June 2022. You can't use it alongside other discount codes, but you can use it on its own. So there you go. I thought I'd just share that. Now back to my progress on my patina. I'm doing really well. I have it here. So you can see I've got my collar here, I've got my label, this is my yoke, which was done with the burrito method, the back yoke there, the slightly gathered back section. I've got my facing attached all the way around, and that's what I used my edge stitching foot for. I had never used my edge stitching foot before, and Rachel from Stitched Up is responsible for me testing it out for the first time, and I'm in love. It was absolutely amazing. It's given me a really neat finish on my facing. So yes, I'm doing really well with that. The next step is to insert the sleeves, which you do on the flat. I've sewn gathering stitches into my sleeves, and then I will just gather them into the sleeve section there. And then once they're inserted, I'll sew up the side seams. So they are the next couple of steps on my patina. So I'm doing really well with that one. Just as another little thing to show you, to help me sort of break that patina blouse up into little steps, I've just been giving myself a little list each day of the next few steps. So just a very rough next few steps. So today I had step number 1, and then I've just written there that it was actually step 17 in the instructions. Clip the curves, trim the corners. That was inside where the facing had been attached. Press the facing to the inside, pin lots, do this on the flat, edge stitch and press. So then I could tick each thing off as I went. And I didn't have to keep referring back to my instructions because I'd read the instructions and just basically precede them, is that the right way to put it? I shortened them and put them in a nice little list, and I could just tick them off as I went. So then I've got a couple of steps there that I didn't get done today. It's a bit late now, I'm not going to sew now, but they'll be my next 2 steps tomorrow if I get any time to sew. So I'm just finding that a really useful tool as well with helping me plan and achieve my sewing. The next 2 steps on my planning system, step 4 and 5, I haven't actually started on yet. So my more involved or complex make, which was my Ilford jacket by Friday Pattern Company, I'd hope to make a start on that in January. I've still got 13 days left of January, let's remember. So I've still got plenty of time to make some progress with that. So I'm sure I will. And then the gift, the secret gift, I also haven't started yet. I'm sorry, Sam, but I will very soon, I promise. So yeah, that's how my planning system is going. I've been really delighted to read the comments on that video and to see that it's actually inspired some of you to use that system or a similar system. You've kind of adapted the 5-step plan to fit your needs. And it's been great to see that people have really found it useful and been inspired. So thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on that video and letting me know that you find it useful. Right, one little thing I just wanted to share with you before I go is another project that has crept into January and should hopefully be sewn up in January because I'm doing it as part of a live sew along with Rachel from Stitched Up. She has started doing a live sew along on YouTube every month. She did a first one last month, which I unfortunately couldn't make. But this month, it's one that I really want to take part in. It's taking place on Saturday, the 22nd of January. I'm not sure when this video is going up, so that may have happened already, I'm not sure. And she put out a vote, so people could vote for their favourite, and the most popular one would be chosen. And it was the Page hoodie by Chalk and Notch, which is a gorgeous cropped hoodie, which can be made with a drawstring waist or a normal hemband. And it can be made with slim sleeves, short sleeves, balloon sleeves. It's a really, really lovely pattern. So I loved the look of it and I really wanted to join in with the sew along. So I am. So my first step was to send my pattern off to be printed. It's a PDF and I just wanted to share with you where I sent it. I'm sure you'll have heard of them before, but Fabuloso, I've talked about before on my channel because I really love them as a printing service, but they've added a couple of new features to their service, which I just thought I'd share with you. So you can now get these lovely pattern envelopes that have space for pattern, designer, and they actually pop those in for you. They type those in for you if you let them know. The fabric type that you're going to use or that can be used for that pattern, the size that it's going to be cut out at, the seam allowance used, any notions, fabric requirements, and any notes, and then the number of times that you've made it. You can do a little tally there. So I really like that. It's only £1 to get it in this nice little envelope, which I think isn't bad at all. Then you've got your pattern, which comes on lovely. It's not quite tissue paper, it's more sturdy than that, but it's nice and thin and lightweight for storage, which is great. But then the main thing that I loved about this was that I ordered the instruction booklet. Now for my PDF patterns, I always just view my instructions on my laptop, but because I'll be doing this as part of a live sew along on YouTube, I would obviously be watching that on my laptop. So I needed the instructions, and for £2.50 Fabuloso can print an instruction booklet for you. So that's what this is, and it's in colour and it's just lovely. It's stapled in the middle. It's got all the instructions and everything in there that I need, so I can write on there if I want to, tick things off, whatever, and it all fits into that lovely little envelope. So I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was great. So I've got my pattern, and then the fabric I'm going to use is this beautiful French terry from Wattle and Slate. I've talked about Wattle and Slate loads of times on my channel, but just look at those colours. So lovely. This was from one of their previous rounds, so it's not available now, but their next round is actually going to be previous designs from all of the different rounds. People are going to vote on which ones they want to see again, so it might appear, and in which case you could then get some of this for yourself on pretty much any fabric base you want. So I will leave a link to Wattle and Slate down below and to their Facebook VIP group, which is really worth joining. So yeah, I love this, and I think it's going to make a gorgeous page hoodie. I'm going to take this to work tomorrow and find some ribbing to match. I'm not doing the hemband, but for the cuffs, and then some lining for the hood, and also I need to get some drawstring for the hood and for the waistband as well. So I'm really excited about that. It's going to be gorgeous. So I think that's everything for my mid-month sewing catch-up. I just wanted to let you know how I'm getting on with my sewing plans, what progress I've made so far, and I'm actually really pleased with the progress I've made. It's not easy to fit sewing into my life all of the time. I am busy. I've obviously got an 18-month-old toddler who, he's amazing. He's just adorable. But, you know, he needs lots of love and attention and me to play with him and things like that. So he's my priority. Obviously, I also work. I also love going to the gym and really like to do that as often as I can. So I've got a lot to fit into my life, but I also do love sewing as well, and it makes me very happy. This planning system is really helping me to just focus in and not become overwhelmed on all of the many projects that I want to sew or the many works in progress that I've got. I can just focus in on these 5 projects. And then I've got this little extra one that's crept in. It's part of a live sew along, it's fine. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's video and seeing what I've had to share with you. Please comment down below. Are you joining in with the page hoodie sew along with Rachel? Have you ordered from Fabuloso? Do you love them as much as me? Anything else that you'd like to talk about in the comments down below, that'll be lovely. I'm very tired now and it's 10:04 p.m. and I'm gonna go to bed. So thank you so much for watching today. If you don't already subscribe, I would love it if you did, and give this video a like if you've enjoyed it. I hope you're all really well, and I'll see you again soon in my next video. Happy sewing, bye. Just going to pose for a little thumbnail, Sam. Hopefully one of those is good.